Yo, yo, what's going on, party people? Welcome to a brand new week and welcome to a brand new edition of what we like to call the Clash of the Champions, where we talk about the different characters, different controversies, and different news and everything in between that centers around this world we know and love as professional wrestling. I am your host, the vegan you believe in, Conscious Kurt, aka the Professor in the flesh as always. And my co-host needs no introduction whatsoever, but fuck it, he's gonna give y'all one anyway. Tell him who you are.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is his tag team partner, Jonathan Randall, the life of the party, the adventurer. We're here, as always, giving you that news in this soap opera that is professional wrestling. Kurt, how you been?
Been good, man. Had a pretty decent Memorial Day weekend. Enjoyed
Oh,
all this
good.
great wrestling that we had from both companies. A lot of shit went down. A lot of shit we're gonna have to get into over this next hour or so, and I am looking forward to it. But I will say, thumbs up to both WWE and AEW for putting on two very good PLEs slash pay per views this weekend. Talent on both companies did a great job. Hats off to them.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I also had a great Memorial Day weekend as well. I was out of town with my girlfriend and her family, and it was a good time. Sucks it went by too fast. Man, it's always the weekends are always going by too fast.
So you had like a meet the parents type vibe.
Oh no, I mean I've been met her family, like a couple years back. So it's like it's nothing new. You know what I mean? I know her aunts and cousins and whatnot. I was just over at her aunt's house, so I've been met them like a long time ago. So it's nothing new.
Yeah, no uncomfortable situations, no like
No, hell no, not even.
no indoor pool
Not,
volleyball games where you accidentally spike the ball into somebody's nose and break it in the process.
well, it's funny. Well, that is funny though because we
Or you
actually did
lose
have a
Jinxie
pool.
Cat,
They
or
had
you
a
lose
pool.
Jinxie Cat.
No, they have a pool, but no, it was none of that. I mean, I'm always the give off the first good impression when I meet people. You know what I mean? Especially when I meet a person's family. So it's nothing. This is nothing new for me. So
Definitely. Hopefully you can make that same impression when you meet Sexy Red's family one day.
no, I'm not going to be smelling like fish. Nope.
What if it's chicken
Nope.
fingers? All right, enough of that nonsense. Yeah, my Memorial Day weekend wasn't super eventful. I mainly just watched the shows, but I did go to a friend's barbecue on Monday, which was a lot of fun. Hung out there for a few hours, had a good time there. And I did like seeing the Pacers get swept. That was a very nice way to celebrate my day. Yes, that was a good
I
vibe.
know you're. Listen, I think we all expected Boston to win that series, but can we be real? Look, the Celtics had to kind of like a cakewalk through these playoffs. Like you beat the Miami Heat without Jimmy Butler, right? Then you go on to beat Cleveland in the second round. Donovan Mitchell was really not available, to say the least. And then you go to this, and then look, no offense to the Pacers, but it's like, I mean, come on, like it was a little bit of a cakewalk.
Maybe, but you still got to go out and play. And I'm just happy the Pacers got beat.
I know you are. I know. Like I said, man, I wish the league really wanted to see a Boston New York conference final. For the league, for viewership, that would have been it would have went through the roof. Very old school. Like I said, I even said this in last week's episode. New York Knicks is like they're one of the cornerstone franchises of the NBA. Like, listen, they haven't had much success over the past 20 years, but like, hey, the brand speaks for itself. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, definitely. But both conference finals, I would have to say, have been a disappointment, especially that series. But I am happy with how it turned out. And there's some Timberwolves and Maverick series definitely did not go the way I thought it would. I thought for sure the Timberwolves were going to win, but fuck, that shit is not happening.
Well, I tell you what, we don't know yet because surprisingly, Minnesota won last night. Okay, so we don't know how the way is going to turn out.
Yo,
I wasn't expecting this series to be 3-0. Now it's 3-1.
Nobody in the history of the NBA has ever come back from being down 3-0 ever.
No.
And it's not going to happen this time either.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, don't count your chickens before they hatch, man. Like you may never know.
They can maybe win tomorrow because they'll be at home. They can maybe win that game. But even if they do, they are losing Saturday. They are either losing tomorrow night or they are losing Saturday night. It is a wrap. Boston versus Dallas in the NBA Finals, and Kyrie gets to stick it to his old team.
Ooh.
I want to see it. I
Okay.
want to see it.
Okay. But let's not forget. Let's not forget, Kurt, about Luka Doncic, because this is good for him.
Of course not. Yeah, of course not.
Him.
Yeah, of course not.
He has opportunity to be in his very first NBA Finals. You know what I mean? The popularity of that player, he's a very good player, and I have all the much respect for that guy as well. But like for him too, this is good. This is the first time for him, and this will be good for him. So we'll see what happens later down on the road. And as far as the Stanley Cup playoffs, I'm still picking the New York Rangers to win the Stanley Cup.
Oh, that would be a good look. Yeah, they're playing the Panthers. Yeah, two of my
They
former hometowns playing each other.
they had an opportunity to go 3-1 last night, but they lost in overtime. Shockingly, I really thought they were going to take the series lead, take 3-1 lead though, but the series is tied and headed back to the Garden. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. I still have the Rangers winning. I hope it doesn't go to 7. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 7 games because Panthers were just in the Cup final a year ago, so we'll see what happens with that. And then speaking of Dallas, it's funny because the Mavericks are in the conference final. They're 1 win away from going to the NBA Finals, but their hockey team, the Dallas Stars, are 2 wins away to go into the Cup final. So crazy how you have both your basketball and your hockey team a series win away from making their championship series.
Yeah, crazy how it goes like that, bro. But hey, I'm not hating on it. But
Right.
something else I also was not hating on was this King and Queen of the Ring PLE that we had this past Saturday from Saudi Arabia. And yo,
Mm.
I gotta get used to these damn pay-per-views starting at 1 in the afternoon. This is like the second one in a row. And also Clash of the Castle is gonna be the same thing. Yeah, these fucking afternoon
It's
PLEs are a different vibe.
I know, man. I look like I'm not trying to hate on the fact that they're having their events international though, but at the same time, it's kind of like putting a little bit of a burden on us because we have to wake up at a certain time. Like for us, we got to be, we're West Coast. I mean, I'm West Coast, but it's like I have to be up by 10 to watch it versus where I could just watch it like at around like 4 or 5. You know what I mean?
Like typically, I don't usually watch the non-Big Four PLEs like live as they go on. For whatever reason, I end up just catching them later on, so it's not really that big of a deal. But damn, this 1 o'clock time, yeah, it's kind of a
It is.
not something I would want to get used to, and especially considering that like sometimes I can't watch it at that time because I'm busy doing something.
Yeah.
And although I should not be on my phone as much as I am, sometimes I'll be on my phone and then I'll get spoiled one of the results.
I get it. It's a little bit. It's kind of tough, man. And at the same time, I do feel bad for us Americans. Like we're not getting. Man, it's like every month we're getting we having cities are provided with a pay per view, but it's not like internationally they're getting it, which I understand. Look, I get it. Some international countries and cities deserve to have a pay per view, but it's like every month now. It's like, come on, like kind of like we're left out. Like SummerSlam was going to be the first pay per view we had in the States since WrestleMania. You know what I mean? That's been a while. It's a big gap. And then for next month, I don't know. I haven't really even looked up the pay per view schedule after SummerSlam. All we know about is Survivor Series.
Also, Bash in Berlin. Bash in Berlin's going to be on August 31st.
Yeah, see another international pay per view. I mean, premium live event. I'm sorry. Look. I don't know why pay per view keeps coming out of my mouth. It's just the old school in me. So yeah, we got Clash of the Castle, which is next month. Money in the Bank. I forgot about that. That's in Toronto. Still, it's in North
Yes.
America, but still though.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. These pay-per-views are still months away, but right now we have King and Queen of the Ring to discuss with you guys today. And the main show opened with the Women's World Championship match as Becky Lynch defended the title against Liv Morgan. And one thing I will say that stood out about this match was both of their outfits. And I can tell by their outfits that both of them grew up as big Britney Spears fans.
I saw that.
Definitely the vibe I got off.
I saw that. That was pretty interesting. Yeah, I like Liv Morgan's outfit a little bit better.
Yeah,
The "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time," the all red leather
that was actually
latex.
that was
See,
another
I like
song.
that.
That actually wasn't "Baby One More Time." It was another song, but that's not important. Becky Lynch definitely gave me the vibes of Britney Spears at the 2000 VMAs. That performance was fucking
Mhm.
nuts, nuts. That's the best way I could put it.
You know what? I like, for the past year and a half, I love how the female wrestlers are being creative with their outfits whenever they have a show in Saudi Arabia.
And I think the one female that set the tone for that was Bianca Belair. I feel like
Bianca Belair.
out of all the women who perform on these shows, her outfits are always the ones that stand out most. And even on this show too, with her and Jade Cargill's outfits that they had for their tag match in the pre-show, yeah, Bianca's definitely set the standard for like the women's outfits for those shows. But yes, we had Becky against Liv. The match was very good. It was going on
16 minutes, 16 and a half minutes.
Yeah, it was very consistent. Yeah, it was going on for a good amount of time up until Dominik Mysterio, looking like Eddie Guerrero from the early Radicals days, came out and he got a chair, and then he was pulling out a chair, and then Becky and Liv Morgan are both down at one point, and then Dominik Mysterio slides the chair into the ring towards Becky Lynch, and then he gets on the apron to distract the referee, but as he's distracting the referee, Liv Morgan takes advantage of this and hits Becky Lynch with a DDT on the chair, and then hits her with the Oblivion finisher, gets the pin, and Liv Morgan is your new Women's World Champion with, I guess, not meant to be assist from Dominik Mysterio.
It was somewhat. It was kind of like his help turned into a mistake. He was there to keep the title away from Liv Morgan, but yeah, backfired. But at the same time, my
Or
prediction was right.
or was he really trying to keep it from Liv
Which we'll
Morgan?
get into later. Because oh my god, we have so much to cook tonight on our podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So much to cook
Looks
happening.
like Dominik had something else cooking, and that's why he did what he did.
Yeah, which we'll get into later, ladies and gentlemen. I'm quite sure you guys know what we're talking about. But yeah, it was something that Dominik Mysterio was pretty much doing that turned into a mistake. We get the intentions of what he was trying to do, but it didn't work out. But at the same time, I'm happy what I saw because I predicted last week that Liv Morgan was going to win the championship, and she did. And it was the right move. How the way things were, scaling for the past, couple of months up until this point, the right move had to be made, and it was done well.
Yes, I really like the finish to this match a lot. Even though the match itself was good, I think the finish is what like really put it over the top. And yes, I'm really
Mm.
liking where they're going with this story with Liv and Dominik and how it's gonna play up whenever Rhea Ripley eventually does come back. Yeah, I like the fact that like Michael Cole called Dominik a fucking idiot during commentary after this shit went down.
God. Oh man.
Yeah, but yo, he is looking more and more like Eddie Guerrero every day, man.
Oh yeah, even ever since he done the mullet, I already saw the resemblance already, and I love it. I like it. So, and then
Yeah,
I was worried about. I'm not gonna lie, like I was worried. I think it wasn't beginning of this year. It was kind of like around the time of WrestleMania and afterwards. I was a bit worried about, man, what was gonna happen with Dominic? You know what I mean? What was gonna be his role? And my worries have been put to rest now. So.
yeah, now he's in an interesting storyline. I'm liking where it's going, and I'm happy for Liv. Like, I feel like this title reign is going to be a lot more of a success than the first one was. She won
Yes.
it in an actual
Oh
match
yes.
against a credible champion, and she has a very good story to tell over the next few months with Dominik, and then when Rhea she gets back. So yeah, I'm liking where this is going, and I'm really happy for Liv. I'm happy that she's in the spot, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this shit plays out over the next few months.
Same here.
And in our next match, we had a triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship, whereas we had Sami Zayn defending the title against Bronson Reed and everybody's least favorite teacher, everybody's least favorite coach, the Bobby Knight of wrestling, Chad Gable.
Oh wow, you comparing to Bobby Knight? Wow,
I'm
that's
sorry, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that in more hip hop terms. The Damon Dash of wrestling, Chad Gable.
huh.
So yes, we have the match. The match is going along well, including one spot where Bronson Reed misses a moonsault onto Sami Zayn, and then as he's missing that moonsault, Chad Gable hits Bronson Reed with a moonsault. But obviously he kicks out. But yo, that was a great spot. I really loved how they pulled that spot off. Fucking
Mm,
dope.
I bet.
And then there's this one point where Chad Gable's trying to get Otis to interfere in the match on his behalf and attack Sami Zayn. And then he holds up Sami Zayn outside the ring at one point for Otis to clothesline him, but then he hesitates. And then Chad Gable gets in his face and calls him an idiot. He even smacks him. And he's like, yeah, just like really letting his ass have it. And then he holds up Sami Zayn again for Otis to clothesline. But as Otis is going to clothesline Sami Zayn, he misses and knocks Chad Gable's punk ass down on the ground to a huge pop.
Dang. Oof.
And this would allow Sami Zayn to get back into the ring and finish off Bronson Reed with a haluva kick, get the pin, and retain his title as I predicted. And this would allow Sami Zayn to get back into the ring, hit Bronson Reed with a haluva kick, get the pin, and retain the title, just like I predicted he would. A great finish, though.
Yes. As we predicted, and it was the right move to go. So, but look, it's not over. The feud is not over between Sami Zayn and Chad Gable.
Hell no, it's not over.
Nope.
Yeah, but this whole story they're telling with Otis and Chad Gable right now is dope. Like that's I think one of the better parts
Mm.
of Raw right now. That along with the Liv Morgan and Dominik stuff. Yeah, this story they've been telling with him
Hmm.
the last few weeks has been really on point, and it's gonna be great when it eventually pays off and Otis turns on him. But until then, I'm really liking how they're making Chad Gable like the biggest like prick, biggest douchebag, almost as close to Logan Paul's level that I've probably ever seen him play. Yo, he's been killing it in this role, though. Really killing it.
But I'm liking it too. It's only gonna get better, down the road. So, moving on to the next match, it was
Yeah, but
it was Keenan. Huh?
I will say, Chad Gable's pissing me off so much. I'm getting ready to write a diss about him,
Oh Lord, you just been dissing people left and right, doing a lot with your free time, haven't you?
bro. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe.
I bet. So, moving on to our next match, we had our Queen of the Ring tournament final, which was between Nia Jax and Lyra Valkyria.
Lyra Valkyria.
Lyra Valkyria.
This match was honestly probably the weakest match of all the matches on the show. It was kind of like mostly Nia Jax, honestly, on offense. And there was one point where Lyra was attempting a sunset flip from the second rope, but Nia Jax reversed that sunset flip into a bonsai drop. And that was
A
all she
big
wrote.
one.
Yes, that was all she wrote. That allowed Nia to get the pin, as we both predicted. And Nia Jax is your 2024 Queen of the Ring. And not only that,
Yes.
because as of Thursday, Triple H announced the special prize for the King and Queen of the Ring tournament winners. They will each get championship matches with their respective branch champions at SummerSlam. So now Nia Jax is the Queen of the Ring, and also she is in line for a title shot at SummerSlam in Cleveland.
Yes. Oh yes. Man, I cannot get over that finish though. That
Oh,
was the
that
most
finish was great.
brutal
That was great.
bonsai drop that she's ever did. It was brutal, but it was also just beautifully just how the way it was done was just beautiful. I loved it. But then And then, I'm happy for Nia Jax. She's really, I think ever since she came back, she's really been getting pushed. She's really been, out there, and I love it. So I'm so happy for her. And like I said, man, I posted this, about a couple days ago. Is it 2002 again? I think it is, because I love how they're raising the stakes for this king and queen of the ring tournament, where not only do you win, but you get a title shot at SummerSlam, and I love that. It makes it more competitive, and it makes it more just like something to watch for, and I love it. So congrats to Nia Jax. All hail to the Queen Jax. And yeah, she is going to SummerSlam.
Yes, she is. And I liked her reaction afterwards, how she was crying when she was getting the crown from Triple H. And she hugged Triple H, and you could tell, like, this meant a lot to her. And it's crazy. She got fired 2.5 years ago when they were doing all those mass cuts. And now she's back doing the best work of her career, honestly, from what I've said before. And now she is the queen of the ring.
Yes.
More power to her. And yes, I like the fact that they made the title shots at SummerSlam as part of the prize, because now it makes these tournaments like a lot more competitive, and there's like a lot bigger stakes.
Mm-hmm.
And now it gives us like more of a road of where we're leading to for SummerSlam, where we kind of like know where we're getting ahead of time.
I agree.
So the way it's looking now is going to be Bayley versus Nia Jax at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
As if Bayley's still the champion by then, which I think she will be.
Oh,
but
she will. Oh, yeah.
Unless Charlotte comes back before that and beats her.
I doubt that. No, just keep the title on Bayley. She, like I said, she's just still new, so as a champion. So yeah, keep that on her.
Yeah, so Nia Jax is the 2024 Queen of the Ring. Congratulations to her. Great finish, too. That was an incredible finish.
Oh, my God. Great. Oh, wow.
I just hope Lyra didn't have a big meal before that. Yeah, because that would have been a very, very bad look.
Oh, God.
All right.
Anyway, so with our Queen in the Ring tournament final in the wraps, we move on to the King of the Ring tournament final, which was between Gunther and Randy Orton. And this was a very decent, great match between these two.
Yeah, it was a great battle between them. They beat the shit out of each other, which obviously I wasn't expecting any less.
Man, those chops that Orton took from Gunther,
Oh,
my
you could
God.
tell he felt really. Yeah, you could tell he really felt one of those. I remember like just seeing the expression on his face, and I just said, "Fuck, man, yeah, that dude is not gonna be feeling too good in that part of his body for a long time."
Man.
But yes, this match was brutal. They pulled out all the stops, including a splash from the top rope by Gunther at one point, but that was not enough for him to win the match. And yeah, Randy Orton really took a beating, especially with some of the submission moves that Gunther was using, like the half Boston Crab. He lays that shit in, man. That half Boston Crab, that is some painful ass shit.
We really don't talk about him doing that as much. We really talk about the knife edge chops that he does, but when he lays that half Boston Crab on you, man, like that, yeah, it looks brutal how the way he does it, man.
Yeah, but Randy Orton was not going out that way. He did not give up. He kept fighting, and he even laid out Gunther outside the ring on top of the announce table multiple times. Yeah, he slammed him on the announce table, although it didn't break. He did it multiple times. And then it came down to one point where he actually hit Gunther with an RKO, and it looked like he was about to pin him, but his knee was bothering him throughout that match, and including in this spot, and that allowed Gunther to roll him up for a pin, although it did look like Randy Orton's shoulder was like kind of up, but the referee did count it as a pin, and Gunther, as a result, is your 2024 King of the Ring, and he is now going on to SummerSlam to get a shot at the world title.
Crazy. So, oh my God, so much I got to say about this and moving forward. So, congratulations to Gunther becoming the King of the Ring. As I predicted, it was the right move. But with that being said, I'm going to skip a little bit after the event. So Triple H was interviewed about the finish, and it was a controversial finish. because look, it didn't look like Orton's shoulders was completely down on the mat. So with that being said, Triple H was, carefully reviewing it and kind of like taking in consideration that there should be a rematch between Gunther and Randy Orton. And if you guys follow us on Twitter, or X, as some people call, I posted a vote saying that should there be a rematch between Gunther and Randy Orton. You can follow us on Twitter at the Champs Clash on Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, I posted a vote, and majority of the vote, it was pretty much like almost 80 or 90% vote that yes, there should be a rematch.
And I think we will get that rematch probably at Clash of the Castle. But regardless, it still stands. Gunther is the king of the ring for 2024. I did like his acceptance speech afterwards, where like even though the fans were chanting, "You deserve it," he was like healing it up, saying, "That's all nice and all, but what I do and don't deserve is none of your business."
No, listen. Oh man, I from ring general to the king of the ring, I love it. I absolutely love it. He deserved it, man. It just fits well with him. Like I said, it was like a redemption thing that he needed. You sadly, you lose the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, and now you got to redeem yourself, win the King of the Ring, and now you're on to SummerSlam to potentially you're gonna to face Cody Rhodes.
No, it actually can only be the brand he's on that he can challenge for that title.
Oh, damn. So,
We'll get into that in a few minutes. We'll get into that in a few, but he is the king of the ring.
oh,
He is going on to SummerSlam to challenge for the title, which I had a feeling he would probably be doing since he lost the IC title. So, yeah, I fucks with this. He was the person I predicted to win. He was the right choice. And I have to say, probably the best King of the Ring finals we've seen since Bret Hart and Bam Bam Bigelow from 93.
yeah.
What, Billy Gunn and X-Pac from 99?
I'm looking back at all the rest of King of the Rings. I'm trying to think of another good one.
Savio Vega and Mabel?
No, fool.
You're not gonna find it, man. Yeah,
Oh,
you're not gonna find it.
yeah, no. I mean, that's the only. I mean, the only one close to it was Owen Hart and Razor Ramon the following year.
Well, it wasn't really more about the match for that one. It was more about the finish for that match. The finish for that match was very clever.
Right. Yeah, you're right. That's
I would say maybe Ken Shamrock and The Rock. That one was okay. Yeah, I remember that one being okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but besides that, yeah, there's like very few other ones I
Who
can
did
think of.
Edge defeat again? I'm sorry. Who did Edge defeat in the 01 final?
Angle, he defeated Angle. That match was fine.
Angle. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I don't.
that match was
Okay.
fine, but it was like nothing really memorable.
Hmm. I mean, yeah. I mean, I agree with you that Brett and wins in '93 was, as a match quality, it was the best one. I'm just trying to think like what's if I had to choose like a second best one, what would it be? You know what I mean? So
I guess the fact that you have to think about it so deeply means that it's probably not one that's really worth picking. So I think we can keep it as is.
no, no, right?
All right. So yes, Gunther is your king. I'm happy he didn't wear the crown either. It would not have fit his character.
No. You know what?
That would have
It's
been the
really funny.
equivalent.
You know what? Not a lot of the winners of that tournament wore their crowns. I think Brett and Owen wore their crown. Triple H didn't wear his; he just held it. Austin didn't even hold it.
Triple H wore it for like a minute before he used it to like hit mankind with it afterwards.
Oh, okay, but yeah, not a lot of the winners they wore their crowns.
Yeah, I did. But one thing I will say, that King of the Ring for 97, I did like that it started off the feud between Mankind and Triple H. Like they would have better matches
Yeah,
besides that one, but that was like the start of their feud was yeah, that King of the Ring final.
right. But yeah, like it's funny. A lot of the winners they didn't wear the. Did Mabel wear his crown when he after he won it?
Yeah, he wore his crown, but let's not even get into that any more than we
I
already
know,
have.
but I know, of course
Yeah,
not.
but
Come on
most
now.
yeah, Brock Lesnar didn't wear a fucking crown.
No, they didn't even
That should
offer
have
him
never
one. Come
happened.
on. I think during that time they didn't offer any crowns.
Like Gunther wearing the crown would be the equivalent to when Goldberg wore Goldust's wig. That's kind of like the vibe I would be getting from that.
Oh no, no. They'll give him the crown just like the crown that they had. They'll just give it to him. Just like here, just here's like a trophy. Like here, just put it in your room or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing him wearing it ever, which is all good
Uh,
with me.
no, no,
I don't
no. Of
think
course
we'll.
not. No.
Yeah, because sometimes when people like get too into the King character, yeah, it's just not a good look for them. Sheamus, King Barrett.
The only one to pull it off was King Booker. Ah, yes.
And Macho Man.
Oh yeah. But anyway, so yeah, with that, enough of that.
All right, so let's move on
Yeah,
to,
to our main event.
yes, we had the main event of King and Queen of the Ring, and it was for the WWE Championship, as we had Cody Rhodes defending his title against the United States Champion, the douchebag fuck, Logan Paul, who earned his
Wow.
name throughout this match with some of his little shenanigans and some of his little antics that have made him the person that I love to diss on this show every time I get the chance to. And apparently Michael Cole isn't very fond of him either.
Not a lot of people are, so it's not a surprise.
Yeah, at one point in the match, Logan Paul used the brass knucks to hit Cody Rhodes in the gut as Cody was trying to lunge at him. And then Michael Cole was flipping out about this because of the fact that Logan Paul promised the night before on SmackDown that he would not use the brass knucks. And he even gave Michael Cole his brass knucks to like ensure that he wouldn't use them. And then he went, turned around, got another pair, and used them anyway. So Michael Cole was like flipping out and like called even Logan Paul a loser, which actually caused Logan Paul to kind of get pissed off at him and like get in his face. And then Corey Graves kind of had to like get in between the two of them. Yeah, so I kind of didn't see that coming, but props to Michael Cole for standing up to him. Yeah, what a
Wow.
cheater. And also a cheater that never defends his title.
Who didn't put his title on the line in this match and use another contract, which is genius. I still can't get over that he did that. But but the one thing that I can't get over was that frog splash that he did from the ring.
To Cody through the announce table. Yeah, that was nasty. And I like the camera shot. They did it from the
Yeah.
drone. Yeah, from
Oh,
the
yeah, the
drone
camera
that they
oh
did
my
it. That
god.
was
Literally.
mad fire. Yo, that was
Yeah.
incredible. Their production is next level, bro. Especially with that shot of that sequence. Yo, that shit was gold. And also before that, when Cody did the Cody cutter to Logan on the other table, that was also nice.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was one of the highlights of the whole match. The match was great. This was an incredible match. We can, diss Logan Paul all we want about his personality and like being the douchebag fuck and all that. But when it comes to putting on a great match and a great performance, this dude always shows up, and he showed up in this match specifically. And it looked like he was about to hit Cody with the brass knucks again, but then interference from Ibrahim, the ring announcer, caused Logan Paul to be
Mm.
distracted, and then he kicked him down. But then this allowed Cody to take advantage and hit Logan Paul with not one, not two, but three consecutive crossroads to lay his ass out and allow Cody to get the pin and predictably so retain his title.
As we predicted, and but let's look at the bigger picture. What a great match it was.
Oh, yes. I don't like the
Yeah.
fact that it was kind of thrown together and there wasn't really much of a story to go into it, but the match at the end of the day delivered, and that's
I mean, you really
the
couldn't
most
do a
important
whole
part.
lot. I mean, because there was how many weeks were between Backlash and then this event?
Like 3 weeks, yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah, you really, yeah. So you really couldn't do a whole lot. You know what I mean? So,
But just in general, I
but
felt like it
still,
was thrown together. Yeah, like I said, it was
I know that's because
thrown
yeah,
together.
because of the time lapse. That's why. I mean, I really couldn't think of. I mean, I couldn't think of anybody else. Maybe they could have did a rematch between AJ Styles, maybe, but overall, the time lapse thing is that's one of the reasons why they had to throw it in. I don't think it will be like that moving forward. But regardless, we were gifted with a good match.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. The match delivered. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and obviously Cody retained. But Cody's like list of challengers on SmackDown is kind of thin.
It, yeah, that's the sad part. You're kind of you're very happy. for him winning the title. He had a great title defense against AJ Styles. Amazing. But moving down the road, you're kind of like, man, who could he, who is somebody who could like give him a little bit of like a long-term feud for a little bit? You know what I mean?
The only person I could think of, and they would have to turn him heel in order for this to like really go down the right way, is Randy Orton. And they have a history together, obviously, from the
Yeah,
legacy days and all that. So I see that being
that
a
would be a great
potential.
storyline to do that.
Yeah, like outside of The Rock, that's the only like major feud that he could do that would be interesting.
True.
Unless The Rock's coming back for SummerSlam, yeah, he's gonna need something else that's like interesting enough to keep
Doubt it.
us, entertained.
Right.
So like the only thing I can think of right now in the meantime, like at least on SmackDown, is Randy Orton. Yeah, it's just too bad that they won't let Gunther challenge like any champion he wants. Because I would say that Gunther and Cody for SummerSlam would be great. That would be a huge match.
That's what I'm saying. I love that. That was like the first thing that came to my mind. I'm like, oh my God, like they haven't collided with each other. It was temporarily though, but they haven't had that collision with each other since the Royal Rumble from 2023. But you just said that well, Gunther's on Raw, so you could challenge the champion on Raw, which is the World Heavyweight Champion, who is Damien Priest, by the way, who we just found out that he will be defending his title against Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle. Drew McIntyre has been cleared to compete.
Oh, and I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be very interesting. And I think,
Very interesting. And I think something's going to happen.
yes, now that Gunther is the number one contender for the title at SummerSlam, I don't know if this match between Drew and Damian Priest is going to end the way I initially thought it would end.
Like how?
Because I was thinking that Drew
I'm thinking
would.
CM Punk is going to get involved.
Now I was thinking that Drew would win, and then it would lead to him going against Punk for the title at SummerSlam. Hopefully, if Punk can be back in time for that. But now with
Hmm.
Gunther as the number one contender for SummerSlam, I'm maybe feeling that Punk is probably going to find a way to get involved in this story too and screw Drew again in front of his home country.
Yeah.
And literally in his home country. This is going to be in Scotland. It's going to be in fucking Scotland.
And the funny thing about that, I mean, if it happens, you thought Drew losing at WrestleMania in the fashion that he did will be bad. I think this will be a little bit worse. It's not WrestleMania, but it is a big premium live event in your own home country, though, in front of your entire friends and your family.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and it's going to be in Scotland. And yeah, this is
Yeah,
like his second chance, like, after what happened at the last Clash of the Castle 2 years ago. So yeah,
yeah,
if
yeah.
Punk ends up screwing him again under these
Oh my
circumstances,
god.
ooh,
Yeah,
he is going to have a meltdown of epic proportions, son.
right. He's been having a meltdown as of late, but this is going to be 10 times worse if our prediction is going to turn out to be true. So we'll wait and see what happens.
I think regardless, we're going to get Punk and McIntyre, fingers crossed, at SummerSlam. And I think that's a
Yep.
big enough match where it doesn't really need the title. I think it's just big enough on its
No,
own.
hell no, 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 no. I never even that wasn't even on my mind because I predicted that about a couple months ago, and I wasn't even thinking about the title. Just have them go at it, just one on one, make it personal. Because how it all started, it wasn't about the title. So with this, I love it. Don't make it about the title. No, no, don't.
But yeah, it's crazy how many people are out with injuries right now, and like just
Yeah,
out, period. From Punk, Charlotte, now Rhea Ripley, Dominik's also hurt. Roman's gone, The Rock's gone, Seth Rollins is gone, and also one person who's looking like is going to be gone for a while is Becky
Becky Lynch.
Lynch.
Yeah,
And after the match on Saturday at King and Queen of the Ring, Becky was interviewed by Byron Saxton, and she was invoking her rematch clause for the title for the following Monday on Raw. And we did get the match this past Monday on Raw, but under the stipulation of being inside a steel cage to keep Dominik and everybody else out of the match, which obviously did not work. As the match is going on, Dominik comes out to try to interfere again and try to cause trouble again. And then Finn Balor and JD McDonough come out to kind of like try to talk him out of it and like tell him like, yo, like this is none of your business. Get the fuck out of here. But then Dominik's not hearing it. Dominik's not listening. So they were like, you know what? You're on your own. And then Braun Strowman comes out, who is having issues with Judgment Day from earlier in the show. He comes out to chase away JD McDonough and Finn Balor. But as he's chasing them away, he knocks into Dominik. But when he knocks into Dominik, Dominik hits the cage door into Becky Lynch's head, and that allows Liv Morgan to escape the cage and retain the title. Dominik is walking to the back, and then Liv Morgan catches up to him, and then she's staring at him briefly, and then as she's staring at him, she just fucking kisses his ass. She like kisses his ass really long and good for like a good 30 seconds. And yeah, that was one thank you kiss that I'm sure that dude will never forget.
Oh my god, how so much fuel, more fuel has been added to the fire now. Ladies and gentlemen, Rhea Ripley's revenge tour. Look, it's been started, but it's really, oh my god, it's gonna be full gear. Just it's gonna be wild when she comes back. Oh my god, I can't. I predicted this. This is why I wanted Liv Morgan to win the women's title, because of this, because the fact that Rhea got hurt because of her, and when she was hurt, Liv Morgan was kind of like turning her attentions on to Dominik Mysterio and to the title. So Liv Morgan is kind of like winning this battle right now. She's pretty much doing what she set out, what she wanted to do, one by one, piece by piece. Take out Rhea Ripley, pretty much like get to Dominik, and then become the women's world champion. So it's gonna, oh my god, it's gonna be so crazy, man, and I can't wait for the feud to start. Let's fingers crossed this happens for SummerSlam. So I'm telling you right now, I think it's been a while since we had a SummerSlam that would like be just as good or better than in that WrestleMania that same year. It's been a while. I can't recall when was the last time. But this, if things fall into place, Kurt, with CM Punk and with Rhea Ripley coming back, and then we could have a potential whatever it's set up for Cody Rhodes. Kurt, this SummerSlam could be very hot.
Oh yeah, it has a lot of potential, but we still have
Yeah.
two more big shows before then, and it's looking like for the second time at SummerSlam we're gonna get a custody of Dominik match.
Just make the match already, damn it. Oh my god, please.
All right, but getting into the Becky Lynch stuff real fast. As of now, Becky Lynch has still not re-signed her WWE contract, and as of this weekend, she's going to be a free agent. And from what we saw on Raw Monday of her losing, and also the footage of her leaving the ring after the match when Raw went off the air, and then her Instagram post afterwards with her leaving the arena with the caption saying "to be continued," it's looking like Becky's going to be gone for a while.
it's a bummer, man.
Yeah, I figured she was gonna be taking a break after WrestleMania because I remember the first two Raws after WrestleMania, she wasn't on those shows. And then when Rhea got hurt, she suddenly came back and then won the title and all that. So the way it's looking now, it feels like maybe she was gonna take her vacation really after WrestleMania, but because of Rhea getting hurt, they asked her to stay a little longer to lose to Liv Morgan. And now that she's done that, she's gonna take that vacation. I'm not sure how
Hmm.
long it's gonna be. I don't know how long she's gonna be gone for, but it's looking like yeah, she's gonna be out for the foreseeable future.
Just to take some time off, right? Just
I mean, I don't see her going to AEW. I don't know
Yeah.
anybody in their right mind who would think that. She'll probably more than likely re-sign, but the way it's looking now, she's probably just gonna maybe take a break, spend some time with her daughter, also with Seth because Seth's also out injured. So she's probably just gonna take a break for a while, and then she'll come back
Yeah,
whenever
that's
she's
good.
ready to come back.
That's good.
Yeah, but she's not going to no AEW, bro. She's not going to
No, no, no,
AEW.
no. Oh, no, 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 no.
Becky will be missed though. Yeah, she definitely will be missed on the show.
We'll see what happens, man. But it sucks that she's leaving, though. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it's crazy. Within 2 months, they lost their two top stars for the women's side on Raw with Becky and also Rhea Ripley. So Liv Morgan has some
Yeah,
heavy shoes to fill in these next few months, but I feel confident that she can hold her own.
yeah. Especially with this upcoming feud about to heat up. Oh my god. Ooh.
Like I said, bro, this is gonna be a much better title reign than her first title reign was. Much better title reign.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, her theme music's growing on me too.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll see what happens with Becky in the next few months. But I feel like the women's division with Liv Morgan at the head of it for the time being is in good hands.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, but let's get into some AEW news. As AEW also had a pay per view this past weekend, and that was Double or Nothing, which took place in your neck of the woods of Las Vegas at the MGM
Hmm.
Grand.
Yeah, I was out of town already though, but still. But
And a very successful show, noteworthy show,
hmm,
and very well received show.
as I heard, just a lot of surprises in a good
A lot
way.
of surprises, a lot of surprises. But before I get into the good parts of it, the one criticism for this show was that it was too fucking long.
Wow, that I did not know. And how long was the show, Kurt?
Put it this way: pre-show started at 7. The main show started at 8. The main event didn't start until midnight.
Wait. Kurt, wait, repeat that again. You said midnight.
Well, 9 o'clock your time, but the main event did not start until midnight East Coast time.
So okay, again, you said the pre-show started at 7, right? The actual event started at 8, right?
Yes, and then the main event didn't start until midnight.
So that was 9 here, my time.
9 o'clock, yes, in Vegas, and 12 midnight where I'm at.
Hmm.
That's a 5.5 hour show. The show didn't end until 12:30 at night. Yeah, like after 12:30. That's a long ass show, and then like that, and that's the opposite of what WWE does now, where they like only do like 5, 6 matches tops.
Hmm.
With the AEW shows, they put like 10, 11 fucking matches on it. Yeah, that shit is never ending, son.
Wow.
But even though there was a lot on this show, there was a lot of good on this show, which I'm gonna break down for you guys real fast. As Adam Cole was in the ring cutting a promo, he was interrupted by this video package of this dude like walking through this house, and then he walks into a room with a bunch of like MJF memorabilia in there, like a photo of MJF, the chip that MJF wanted to be number one contender for the title, and then there's like a mannequin of like MJF's like blazer and also his Burberry scarf, and in the pocket of the blazer you find like a ripped up picture with Adam Cole, and the other half of the ripped picture, you find MJF's face in it, and it's put together. Back in the ring, and then back in the arena, you hear MJF's music hits.
Ooh.
And MJF
Looking like
came out
Triple
looking
H,
like Triple H.
right? Literally. Man.
MJF came out looking like Triple H from 2002 when he came back from the quad injury. Was looking great,
Mm.
looking cut up. Came into the ring. Adam Cole tried to give him a hug and try to like let bygones be bygones. And while MJF initially went for this, we all knew what was coming after this, and it happened. As after he hugged Adam Cole, he kicked his ass in the balls.
Dang.
And then he said, "Security, get this shit stain out of my ring." And then he's saying, "There is one thing you did get from me, Adam Cole. You got me to trust. And we all know I'm never doing that shit again."
Wow.
And he basically said, like, that love shit is no more. Like, now I'm being fueled by hate, hate, and hate. Yeah, he was going off. He was talking about, unlike the schmucks in the back and Adam Cole, I don't need a New Japan and I don't need a Vince McMahon to make MJF because MJF made MJF.
Wow.
Yeah, his energy was great. His energy was off the charts. And then he's talking about, like, if you're wondering about his contract status, he says, "Cameraman, get a shot down below." And then he pulls up the bottom of his pants to show his shin. And at his shin, there's a tattoo that says "Bet on yourself," and it says AEW in the middle of it with the logo. And then this is the great line at the end. And then he says, when it comes to AEW, I'm the wolf of wrestling because I'm not fucking leaving. And then he like just gets on the top rope and starts screaming and everybody goes crazy. Yo, this is great. This was a great return, man. And I love that line at the end. I love that reference to Wolf of Wall Street.
Great. Classic movie, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Not fucking leaving. Ooh, incredible movie. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, it's great to see MJF back. We know he's officially staying in AEW. And yeah, you got to be very happy if you're Tony Khan because, yes, this is the perfect timing to get MJF back.
Couldn't agree any more about that.
Yeah, he's their biggest homegrown star. Out of anybody they've had homegrown, he is by far the biggest, the most valuable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but probably him and Adam Cole aren't going to wrestle anytime soon because I think Adam Cole's still hurt for a little while longer. If it's possible, maybe they could do the match again at Wembley again this year.
It's possible.
Yes, and also, speaking of which, AEW took a page out of WWE's book with the Owen Hart Cup, where now the winners of the men's and women's Owen Hart Cups are going to get title shots at All In at Wembley Stadium.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. This past week was the 25-year anniversary of Owen's death.
Yeah.
Fucking A, man.
I know.
I always watch the Dark Side of the Ring episode of that on the anniversary.
Just watching the photos and, just watch. It's a sad event I just couldn't watch. And I'm not going to get deep into it because you have so much more to talk about. It was something that I think any promoter in that situation, he should have just stopped the show.
Yeah, definitely should have stopped the show. We could talk about that all day long. We've talked about it before about how.
Yeah. That's why I said that. That's why I said That's why I said that we're not going to talk much about it because we have so much more to talk about. But yeah, just looking at it, it's sad and eerie when I see pictures and stuff and videos about it. Just not a good time.
So. Yeah, should have never happened in the first place. But kudos to Martha and the kids. They are definitely survivors. And I'm happy to see Owen Hart's legacy be celebrated in this way. If it can't be celebrated in WWE, I'm happy that AEW is around for it to be celebrated there.
Amen.
Yeah, it's crazy how much his kids look like him, especially his daughter. Yeah, it's crazy how much they look like him. Yeah, man. But before we move on, just one more thing about Owen Hart, since we were talking about King of the Rings. Still to this day, my favorite King of the Ring coronation.
Owens?
Yes, favorite coronation.
Feel you.
30-year anniversary of it this year, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was on fire that whole year. The 94, yeah, he was killing it. Yeah, he was definitely one of the MVPs of that year.
Oh, I agree.
And other news for AEW Double or Nothing, in addition to MJF's return, we had a barbed wire cage match between Adam Copeland and Malachi Black for the TNT Championship. And there was one spot where Adam Copeland was jumping off the top of the cage onto Malachi Black through a table. But when he jumped off of the cage to try to do an elbow drop, he landed right on his feet.
Yeah, man.
As opposed to like landing with his body on top of Malachi Black, he landed on his feet. But yeah, watching that footage of it, it is disturbing. Ooh. Yeah, it was bad. It's bad. It's fucking bad. Yeah.
Was the match itself, brutal? Because you did say it was a barbed wire steel cage match, correct?
Yeah, it was very violent, very brutal, blood everywhere, chaos everywhere. And unfortunately, an injury, which we'll get into in a few minutes. But In addition to that, we did have a surprise cameo to assist Adam Copeland, and that was a cameo by Gangrel, his
Yes.
former broodmate from back in the day.
Right. Crazy, man. Look, like I'm happy that we got to see that just as a wrestling fan. You know what I mean? But when you look on the other side of it, Kurt, on the WWE aspect, you're kind of like, dude, they you guys had a missed opportunity because of that. And the reason why I'm saying that because recently it was reported, not too long ago, Edge pitched the idea to be reunited with Gangrel at WrestleMania 39 when he had his match against Finn Balor, but they turned it down. Dumb idea.
Yeah, I don't know how they thought that nobody would remember Gangrel.
How?
Look, I know he didn't go on to do much beyond those like attitude years. Like I know he wasn't known for like that much more beyond that, but people still do remember that character, and people still do remember the Brood.
And the theme song
Yeah, it
too.
would have definitely gotten a pop, but
Right.
yeah, they would have definitely gotten a pop. But at least they used it in this spot, and it worked. Adam Copeland ended up retaining the title with help from Gangrel to
Trust me.
fight off
And
the rest of House of Black. And yeah, it was a dope cameo.
look, I'm sorry. Like, and guess what? It was at WrestleMania. Come on, everybody would have known. Come on now, like, it's not like the entire fans are a bunch of newbies and everything. You know what I mean? We know our wrestlers. And that was just a miss opportunity on that part. That would have been so great to see that. Let's not forget Edge had a Brood theme like entrance at SummerSlam 2021.
And you know what's funny? Around that time, I think they were going to use Gangrel for something with AEW, but because Edge did that, they decided not to use Gangrel anymore because it was like too related.
Mm, mm.
But he got to do it in this spot, and it worked out well. It was great
Yeah,
to see him assist
yeah,
Adam Copeland for old time's sake, helped him retain his title, but unfortunately, Adam Copeland did suffer an injured tibia due to that
yeah.
spot in the match, and it's gonna require surgery and also gonna cause for him to vacate the TNT Championship.
Oh man. We want to put our bodies on the line. We want to entertain the fans, but man, sometimes it comes at a heavy price, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so am I,
Uh,
man. That sucks. But yeah, that spot in that match where it happened, yeah, that was disturbing.
yeah,
I really wish for him to have a speedy recovery. And I know it's going to be even harder for him because, like, he's at a different stage in his career. But yeah, I really hope he gets well soon. Yeah, that was a really hard thing to watch.
man. Well, they haven't
Fucking
really
Liv.
gave a timetable of how long he's going to be gone, is he? No.
No, they haven't said that yet, but we did have the AEW official debut in a match from Mercedes Mone on Double or Nothing, and she challenged for the TBS Championship against Willow Nightingale. And these two also had a kick-ass match. Yo, this match was great. I didn't get to watch it live, but from the highlights I did see of it and all that, yo, they both killed it, and I was expecting nothing less.
That's good.
Yeah, anybody who was like doubting Mercedes Monet, whether or not she still has it, or if she's a
Mhm.
legend in her own mind, like a lot of fans like to say, yo, those doubts were put to bed. Like she really displayed in this match why she deserves to be in the place she's in now.
Good for her to win that title, man. Well, she needed it.
I'm kind of bummed that Willow Nightingale lost because I feel like, she's been doing well with that TBS title, even though she just got it last month. And also, she's just been killing it lately with like her ring work and also her promos. So I was kind of
Mhm.
bummed to see her lose. But Mercedes Monet is not going to lose her very first AEW match and also her first match in a year. Yeah, it wasn't going to happen.
No.
Yeah, but props to her. Obviously, she still got it. Willow Nightingale also did her thing. And yes, Mercedes Monet did pick up the win, is the new TBS champion. And I saw she was partying at a club afterwards with Tony Khan with
I
like a
saw that.
special cake
Good
made. With a
God.
special cake
I
made.
saw. I saw that. Oh man.
Yeah, they were probably doing the double or nothing shuffle.
Good Lord.
And Bailey was there too. I saw a picture with her and Bailey together. But it's great to see Mercedes Mone back in the ring doing what she does best.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's the ring work and it's her matches that like really make her stand out. I mean, she has the great outfits and all that too, but it's her matches and her ring work that make her a legend. And people will think I'm crazy for calling her a legend and all that regard, but yo, she's earned those stripes. You don't have to like her personally. She doesn't have to be your favorite. But as far as saying that she sucks and that she's not that good, she's overrated, yo, shut the fuck up.
Tripping.
That shit is inaccurate. In fucking accurate. Even if you're not a fan of somebody, even if somebody is not your personal favorite, you have to give credit where it's due. And if you can't and refuse to, then you are not a real fan. And I say this bluntly, you are a punk ass bitch. Congratulations to Mercedes on her comeback, her title win, and that party did look like fun.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, but Tony Khan looked a little bit out of place, but who knows? Maybe he's into those kind of parties.
Oh my God. Nothing surprises me from him these
Just as
days.
long as he's
Like,
not into the kind of parties that Diddy throws.
please not get into that. Jesus. You know what's funny? Me and my girlfriend were watching Entourage the other day, and lo and behold, yeah, Diddy made an appearance, and we just, oh, me and her looked at each other like, oh Lord, this is not good. This is not good, dude. Even when every time I hear a song featuring Diddy, I kind of cringe. I'm just like, oh man, you know.
Yeah, just not to. Yeah, you
Uh,
just can't look at him the same anymore and listen to him the same anymore. That's also how I feel about Vince when I go back and watch like old stuff from the Attitude Era and I see Vince on there. Yeah, I just get those like eerie feelings and yeah, those like really angry feelings in some ways too.
man,
Where I'm like, yo, you fucking suck. You're trash. Shame on you.
shame.
All right, but that's another
Uh,
story. But also a double or nothing. Swerve Strickland did have a successful first title defense against Christian Cage, which we all predicted. But happy to see him
mm,
retain his title, and we'll see where he goes from here. And in the main event, we had Anarchy at the arena between the Elite and Team AEW, and I knew it was going to happen. No surprise, Team Elite won because they are still building heat. They are still building momentum for this new storyline they are doing, so they had to win, and they did. But crazy ass match though. Hell, somebody even got set on fire.
wow.
Yeah, people were getting set on fire, bro.
Part of me feels like, man, what I would have went if I was in town for that. I don't know. I kind of part of me was like, no, I don't want to go, but if I had to look back at it, maybe I would have went.
I feel like even if it was too long and there was like maybe a few matches they could have cut from the show, I feel like the high spots of the show outshined any of the parts of it like that maybe you weren't a fan of or maybe that you thought took away from it. I feel like the
Mm,
strengths outweighed the weaknesses for it.
true. That's a good point.
Yeah, so shout out to AEW for putting on another great pay-per-view this past weekend. I'm not sure what it's going to mean for their TV rights deal coming up. I'm not sure if it's going to mean they'll get more money or how it's going to turn out, but I just hope this is a sign of good things to come for them with the way this show turned out. With MJF being
Mm-hmm.
back, that's also a huge plus. So, yeah, things are looking up for them, and I hope they continue to look up for them.
Same here.
But one person who will not be a part of this new changing momentum for AEW will be Mark Henry. As of yesterday, his contract with AEW expired, and he said he will not be renewing.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a personal choice. So
He said it was nothing personal, it's no hard feelings, but he just felt like it was time to move on, and it was a mutual agreement for them to both move on.
understandable.
He said he might come back eventually, maybe under the right circumstances, but he is done. It was kind of weird when he even went there in the first place.
Kurt, it was kind of weird to see just a bunch of random WWE stars. Well, not mainly the ones that are not like full time wrestling jump to AEW. Like Big Show was there, and we saw Mark Henry, and then It was just like,
And
oh,
now Adam
you know what I
Copeland,
mean?
and now Adam Copeland.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
because
know,
certain people who are like still relatively in their prime, like Tony Storm
true.
being one example, that makes more
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. If you're a full time wrestler and you got released by WWE and you're still in your prime, yeah. If you want to, it's not weird. You want to go to AEW or TNA. Look at Dolph Ziggler. You know what I mean? That's not weird.
And also Swerve Strickland being another example. Look how great he's turned
Yeah,
out.
true. But if you're like past your prime and you're really not, you're just part time, you're not really doing a whole lot, and you're going on to another company. That's kind of like I scratch my head. I'm like, oh, that's a bit weird.
Yeah, it's like certain people you figured were lifers with WWE, like who you figured
Yeah,
would never
yeah.
leave and would be there till their last days. Yeah, you
Hmm.
figured like Big Show and Mark Henry were those guys. And yeah, I was really shocked when they went to AEW. I
Yeah.
think it wouldn't surprise me if a big part of the reason why they left was because of all this shit going on with WWE at the time and how
Oh,
Vince
with
was
Vince and
running things and how like it
that
was
is a
like
good point.
really bad. And this is like during COVID when like it was just really bad and like those
Mm.
shows, especially during that 2020, like early 2021 period, those shows were literally unwatchable. Literally
Are you
unwatchable.
talking about
The
just
COVID,
shows, or are we talking about like the pay per views as well?
just Raw mainly Raw, but the
Oh,
product as a whole still had a lot of issues, but just mainly Raw. Like Raw was that one show where I would like just miss it on purpose. Like I couldn't even sit through a whole show, and I couldn't even watch the results on YouTube. I got to the point where like I didn't even care about catching up with it on YouTube. I'm like, this show sucks so badly, I don't even care what's going on it.
mm. Oof.
That's how that was the temperature of the show during that time. That was even at one point where their ratings were so bad that their grand solution to it was doing a Legends Night.
That still didn't even work.
And ironically enough, it was after that Legends Night that Big Show and Mark Henry left and went to AEW.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe they were like kind of like sick of the way things were by that point and they wanted to get out, and AEW offered them an alternative that they maybe didn't have before.
Mm.
So now that kind of things have changed and WWE is like a lot better of a place from what it seems like, and AEW's been having the problems they've been having in recent years, maybe he might want to go back home.
Yeah, it was just weird, just saying that though. It was just, I don't know, but hey, he's leaving, and there's no telling what's going to happen later. And we just wish the best for him moving forward.
I wouldn't mind seeing him come back to WWE for one appearance where we could hear his like old theme music for old time's sake. That'd be dope. Or we can maybe get a Nation of Domination reunion,
Oh my God,
like a
that's
real one
another
with The
one.
Rock, like with The Rock too, and Farouk and D'Lo Brown, with everybody, like the whole crew.
Hey, that's another Hall of Fame inductee that's long overdue.
Yeah, definitely. I will miss Mark Henry saying it's time for the main event on Rampage. That was always dope. All right, but yes, best of wishes to Mark Henry. Also Jake Hager and Arn Anderson are done with AEW as well.
Hmm,
It's crazy about like half the people from Jericho's inner circle stable from a few years ago aren't even in the company anymore.
man.
Sammy Guevara is like still suspended. I think Santana left. Yeah, Santana's in I think TNA now. Ortiz is still there, but he doesn't really do anything. And now Jake Hager's gone.
Wow,
Crazy.
crazy.
But in the ultimate of consolation prizes, since Minnesota did not get WrestleMania for next year, for 2026, they are getting SummerSlam. But they aren't just getting one night of SummerSlam, they are getting 2 nights of SummerSlam.
Yeah, that is crazy, dude. Like, for the first time, we're gonna have SummerSlam for 2 nights. Interesting. But here's the one thing, though. It's kind of like it really shook things up for me because I said that, okay, if WrestleMania, if Minnesota did not get WrestleMania for next year, right? I said that okay, they'll get it the following year, 2026, but apparently not because SummerSlam will be there in 2026. So there's another big question. So where is WrestleMania going to be at for 2026? Well, we don't have to worry about that anytime soon, um,
Maybe it'll be
but where would?
maybe it'll be in Omaha, Nebraska,
Oh God, this is not in your house. Stop it.
or Hummus,
Jeez.
Montana,
You want to promote your own in your house pay per view? Okay, cool. but
or Truth or Consequences, New Mexico.
Jesus. But what was I about to say? Um, where is SummerSlam going to be at for next year?
Maybe Saudi.
Oh
It could be. I was hearing they want to bring a
no!
WrestleMania or like a Royal Rumble there. Yeah.
Do not put your big four pay per views in international, please. Come on, not Saudi. They always are getting like 2 pay per views a year. You do not need to bring a SummerSlam over there.
Hey, it's their money, bro. If they want that sweet Saudi money, and if it's
Doesn't no? Do you get it? No. You didn't hear me well. They get 2 pay per views a year. They don't need a big four there. No,
maybe they want more.
my God, internationally they're taking majority of the pay per views now. We haven't had an event in the States since WrestleMania, and it's not going to happen again not till SummerSlam.
But damn, you're really not happy about this. Yeah, you're really not happy about these PLEs moving overseas.
No. I'm not saying I'm not happy about it. I'm just kind of like be a little bit fair now because it's like, bro, like you kind of like you want that experience to go to like have a PLE, but it's like, damn, like we ain't getting one not till where's Survivor Series going to be at again this year?
Not sure yet. I'm not sure.
I thought maybe they didn't announce it, but I don't. It's weird. I don't know. It's so weird. I'm just used to like here in the States, and then every once in a while, have a international, which is cool. Like I love Backlash in France, and I really love the fact they're having Money in the Bank in Toronto. Oh my God, you know how I love events in Canada.
Oh yes,
You know what I mean? So,
they're always fun.
oh my God, it's that in Chicago. Like you have those. I'm hyped.
But yeah, Minnesota, even though they
Yeah,
didn't get
2 nights.
WrestleMania, they're getting 2 nights of SummerSlam, so I'm sure that they'll be more than happy with that.
2 nights. That's the first time. That's like wow. And you usually will think it's just a WrestleMania thing, but no, they're making SummerSlam really bigger than it was. You know what I mean? So
It looks like starting with this year, they're really starting to like build SummerSlam like really is that WrestleMania of the summer. And now
mhm.
with the announcement of it being 2 nights when it comes to Minnesota in 2026, it seems like it's probably going to be like a experiment that they're going to do to see if it works. And if it does, they're going to start doing SummerSlams as 2 nights, and possibly even the Royal Rumble and Survivor Series is 2 nights.
I don't know how they'll pull off the. Well, wait, I can see it.
Since they have two Royal Rumbles, also two War Games matches, yeah, they could pull off a 2 night for both of those. Yeah, anything's possible, man. But yeah, props to Minnesota for getting SummerSlam. It'll be the first SummerSlam since 1999, and I'm hoping and praying it turns out better than that show did.
It will. Trust me. Don't worry about it.
I mean, as much as I love that Test and Shane McMahon Greenwich Street fight, a lot of that show wasn't so incredible.
No, Kurt. Majority of the pay per views really wasn't that good that year. So
Although that summer was fun in many ways, that summer of '99, and that was also around
right,
the time they were on MTV for that whole week. Yeah, that was like 2 weeks before
mm,
SummerSlam. Like the whole week they were on MTV.
right.
Yeah, they had The Rock on there, they had Foley on there, they had Triple H on there. That there was in '99, especially. That's like the year that I really knew that wrestling was like pop culture. Yeah, like with all that shit, and like also at
Yeah.
that bar I told you I used to go to when they had that whole stand full of WWE stuff. Yeah, like that's the year where I was like, yeah, this wrestling shit is huge. This
Oh
wrestling
yeah.
shit is popular.
God, I miss the '90s.
Yeah, because I was a fan like in '94, '95, like when it wasn't popping, and then getting to that point, I'm like, yeah, this shit is mainstream.
Hmm.
This shit is everywhere.
Yep.
Good times though. Although '99 was probably the worst year of the Attitude Era, it was still fun
I I wouldn't say the
to
word
be a part of.
worse.
It was still
It
fun to be a
was
part
just a very chaotic, weird year.
of. Nah, out of all the years of the Attitude Era, '99 is by far the year that holds up the least.
It was just chaotic. It's just when it came to story and storytelling and just oh god, it was just woo. Like I look back at it, I was like, wow, they actually did that.
That whole year in general was just nuts, from wrestling to hip
That's what.
hop,
Yeah,
pop culture. The movies that were out that year, fucking Woodstock '99. Yeah, that whole year was crazy. It was fun,
uh,
but fuck, was it crazy and out of control.
man. I enjoyed that year as a kid, though. I remember that year. Oh, man. Oh, good times.
You got me in the mood to watch like some movies from '99. Maybe go watch The Wood
Right.
or watch 10 Things I Hate About
Oh
You.
man, I was tempted.
Yo,
I was so tempted to. I was so tempted to
The
watch
Mummy.
episode one.
Oh,
No. The Star Wars episode one,
okay.
because they released it on the theaters earlier this month, but it was only for a week. I wasn't able to watch it though, but I was tempted to go watch it though because it was the 25th anniversary. So, but man,
Yeah, so many great movies came out that year, especially that summer, like Big Daddy, the South Park movie, Sixth Sense.
Star Wars,
Yeah, Star
The
Wars also
Mummy.
came out that summer. Yeah, The Mummy came out that summer. American Pie, fucking American Pie. Rhodes,
Yeah. I
The
forgot about
Wood.
that. Yeah.
That was also a really good year for teen movies. Like, as far as like teen movies in the '90s, like '99 had a lot of really good ones.
Yeah. True.
Cruel Intentions, 10 Things I Hate About You, Varsity Blues, American Pie. Although that one scene in American Pie where like he films the girl like from his room, like getting naked and everything, yeah, that scene would not fly today. That would not fly
No, it was
today.
the fun. That was my favorite. That was my favorite part of the whole. That was the funniest part of the whole entire movie.
Yeah, I get it.
That was my
I,
favorite. It was
I
hilarious.
get it, but bro, trust
Yeah.
me, like in the 2024 lens, yeah, that shit would not fly now. Yeah, people would fucking lose their
No, I
mind
know,
and
but
be
bro,
protesting.
there's a lot of movies from that entire decade and before our time that wouldn't fly away in this age.
Yeah.
So it's nothing
You
new.
know that comedian Andrew Dice Clay? You know Andrew Dice Clay?
Yeah.
I was watching one of those Dark Side of Comedy episodes from Vice. Yeah, they did an episode about him, and the whole thing is opposed to like really being about the dude's like personal life and stuff, like those episodes usually are. It was basically about
Mm.
how like his stand-up routine like didn't age well, and how like it was very sexist, it was very racist, it was very divisive and very problematic. Yeah, like it was just a whole dissection about like, how like it wouldn't be accepted into modern society and all this other jazz. This isn't really dark side of comedy, this is like more like woke side of comedy,
Oh.
because his material is like so offensive, like to women, to minorities, etc., and homosexuals. It was to the point where he was going to host SNL one week, and Sinead O'Connor dropped out from performing on that episode, and one of the cast members of the show dropped out from being in the episode.
Oh wow.
Yeah, crazy shit, but that's another story. But yeah, SummerSlam going to Minnesota sounds like a good look. I will not be making that trip, I don't think. But props to the people in Minnesota for getting that show, and I hope it turns out well for them. Shout out to them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I
This,
mean, look, I know they were pitching really hard to get Mania over there, but hey, that didn't work out. Hey, open up a new opportunity, and you're getting the second biggest event of the year. You're getting SummerSlam for 2 nights at a nice, wonderful stadium, U.S. Bank, Bank of America, U.S. Bank Stadium. Oh,
yes,
good job.
and hopefully this will make up for the painful defeat that their Timberwolves are about to suffer at the hands of the Mavericks. Because yeah, it's not looking good for those boys.
Well, we'll be in 2026, so hopefully by that time, maybe Minnesota will make a finals appearance. Maybe we'll see.
Maybe they'll have a ring. Anything's possible.
Anything's
Just like
possible.
a certain someone from their team back in the day said when he won his title.
Ooh,
Garnett.
Right.
I know you don't like to remember that finals because your Lakers
Fuck that.
lost
It's okay.
in a very harsh
Two,
fashion in that game six.
yeah. The '09 was redeemed the following year and the year later, so it's all good.
It's all good. This world of wrestling, through the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between, we still can't help but loving it. And that's why we do this show for you guys, ladies and gentlemen.
Can't help it. It's a soap opera at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. So, uh,
And just a great art form,
yeah,
regardless of what people say about wrestling. If they don't like it, if they're not fans of it, it is an art form, and an art form I will always love.
couldn't say any better. Is there anything else before we jet off?
No, nothing else for us tonight. I'm gonna go watch AEW Dynamite, see what the fallout is from Double or Nothing, and see if AEW can maintain that momentum going into the summer. But for John Randall, this is Conscious Kerr with another edition of the Clash of the Champions. Take care, enjoy the rest of your week, and always remember, don't be an asshole in real life or social media, because all that toxic ass bullshit is for the birds.
Stay safe, ladies and gentlemen. Be cool, as always.
All right, yeah, be cool, guys. Have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.